Hello and welcome to the Compassion PAC, Compassion Political Action Committee. It's a brand new organization. In fact, we haven't even filed our paperwork yet. So I just want to introduce you to the idea and invite you to start thinking about this and hopefully give some input and feedback and guidance as we start to form this. It's a small group of us who have met a number of times already and are going to continue to meet and try to put this together. But I want to introduce you to this idea today and again, ask you to consider getting involved, signing up for our mailing list, and seeing how you might be led to support us in our work and the work ahead. The mission of the organization is to leverage our spiritual value of compassion to serve those in need and encourage others to find their own strength through compassionate action. Our vision is to bring about lasting peace in the world by having compassion for those who suffer, by sacrificing our own agendas and lives as needed. It's really about shifting our priorities. We need to shift our social, economic, religious, and policy focus to prioritize those who are disadvantaged, marginalized, or otherwise suffering. Throughout sacred texts worldwide, there is an expressed bias towards supporting and serving the poor and those who suffer. If further, those who have the means to help others are called to do so in various ways. Often the question comes up why God seems silent or distant. And Isaiah answers that question very directly. It seems like God's not heard us, and yet we're not serving those that are hungry, those that are marginalized, and that sort of points us in the right direction. And then I think bottom line, if we all sort of reflect internally long enough, most of us realize that we're being called someplace deep inside to embrace our role as compassionate helpers and healers in this world. So what can you do? There are two things right off the bat. First of all, listen, identifying compassion and how we're being drawn to live out compassion in our own lives, and also listening to others and how they're being drawn to live out compassion. You might notice a time when you extended compassion to someone or were shown some compassion when you needed it. A lot of times that can help you to listen more deeply within to how compassion is drawing you. Always within you, always within all of us. Sometimes we just have to take a moment and notice how we're being pulled into service through a compassionate love and compassionate heart towards ourselves and others. And then second, speaking truth to power, actually talking about this, identifying leaders with political, economic, business, academic, religious roles and influence, and to call them out to live their own inner compassion by serving those in need. We can actually make a difference by helping people to listen to their own inner compassion towards others and inviting them, supporting them to listen to that calling, to listen to how they might live out that calling in our world. We all carry deep compassion within us, and sometimes people in leadership roles may need your encouragement, may need your support to live out their compassion. So don't be shy. Know that this compassion exists within every human being. Specifically, what might we do? Obviously, listen and learn to better understand the challenges, the gaps, and the needs that are out there. Maybe found or join a local group where you can begin to listen compassionately for needs that are out there, listening to others, helping others listen to themselves and their own compassion, and then figure out ways to act compassionately and speak with truth to help others to identify their compassion and live it out. Obviously, give financial resources. At the moment, we're not set up to accept any in our particular PAC. We're forming, but there are ways you can give to support activities and events that that help speak truth to power. Don't be shy to help folks get the word out, that we need to act with more love and bring more dignity in our world to each other. I think the last thing is focus on the facts. If you start to dig into these different areas where people are hurting, and where they're suffering for different reasons, there are overwhelming facts that point to the sort of the why and the how and the who. So you don't have to, get lost in the rhetoric that gets thrown around politically on all this stuff. You can actually look at the numbers and look at the actual people that are needing support and help and some compassion from you, and really dive in and help, and point those needs out to others as well that can even do maybe different things or more things than you can on your own, or within your group. There's lots of inspiration out there. This list: people are hungry and poor, they're ill and hurt, they're suffering, lonely, aging without a dignified life, homeless, wrongfully incarcerated, treated unjustly, marginalized, ignored, threatened, and killed. There's lots of people that are hurting, and as we turn to them, we also turn to love and we turn to compassion. An individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And then in the Bible, there are more than 1,700 scriptures that point to serving the poor and the suffering. That's a great place to start. But you can look at any of the religious traditions and the sacred scriptures around the world, and find encouragement, admonition, calling to serve those that are in need, to serve the poor. You don't have to look far, and it's clear that it's a spiritual mandate for all of us as human beings living together on this planet at this time. We'd like to hear from you, and we'd like to work with you. Please reach out to us. You can either respond on this YouTube channel, or you can go to the souljourneys.com website and sign up for updates. Come and join us. We'd like to hear what you're thinking about this and how you might like to get involved. And let me just close you with this from Isaiah 58. If you spend yourself in behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness and your night will become like the noonday. It's a great promise, great call to serve, and then a great promise that your light will rise if you do these things. Hope you'll come and consider joining us in some way, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Take care. Have a great day.